Hey guys, Scotland's Football here, back with another video. And today we are back with the third week for the Premier League predictions for game week 3. So, lots of other games to look forward to this week. Last week, I am just looking at how many points I scored. Last week I scored 2 points. So hopefully I can score 1 extra point and get 3. It's definitely possible. Hopefully more. Well, I could have got 3 last week or I wouldn't have changed my score. Well, I haven't changed any of my scores and I'm going to stick with what I've got this week. I've looked through them, but I'm going to stick with what I've got. So, right then guys, just get straight into this video then. Right, wait a sec guys, just before I get into it, I just wanted to tell you all that the news has come out today that Cristiano Ronaldo has gone to Manchester United. I don't know what your thoughts on that are, guys. Well, his former returning to the Prem, going back to his former club. He only went back because he didn't want to play for Juventus anymore. It's a good move. It's a good move for him. If Man United can't push the ties with the signings he brought in, they should be able to, really. So right, let's get straight into the video then. That's all I wanted to tell you, so let's get straight into it. Right, on to the first game now. We got Manchester City versus Arsenal. The 12:30 kick-off. Well, Man City thrashed Norwich 5-0 last week, like we expected. Where Arsenal lost 2-0 to Chelsea. It wasn't as bad as the Brentford performance, but it wasn't great either though. They even got done by new signing Romelu Lukaku on his debut with that tapping goal he scored. Well, Arsenal did actually finally get a win midweek, 6-0 against West Brom. Well, it was the West Brom first team, but he didn't really play out the first team. He played out a lot of under-23s, and there was only 4 first-team players in there for West Brom, probably less than that. So technically, I wouldn't say that it's a massive win for them, really. If it was against the West Brom first team, 6-0, then yes. Not against the under-academy players, no. They're celebrating. It was embarrassing how they were celebrating, really. I do think it's going to be a lot different for them here. They've got a confidence boost off that, despite it being under 23s, right? But I think it's a lot different when you come up against a big team like Manchester City in the Prem. I think if Arteta loses tomorrow, I think he is in trouble. If he loses, I'd say if he loses the next few matches, next 5 matches, I think he'll be in for the sack. So my prediction here is going to be, I think Man City are going to be all over Arsenal here. Man City 3, Arsenal 0. Oh, sorry Arsenal, I just can't see it coming for them here. So 3-0 to Man City is going to be easy for them here. Right, on to the next game now. We've got Aston Villa versus Brentford. Well, Aston Villa beat Newcastle 2-0 last week at home at Villa Park. And Brentford drew 0-0 to Crystal Palace. So for Villa, 3 points in 2 games. And for Brentford, 4 points in 2 games. So overall, Brentford are on better form. But being back at Villa Park in front of the fans when you got a win... When you got a win at Villa Park last week, 2-0 over Newcastle, I think they can do it again against a team that have just come up despite them Brentford being on form. This was a really hard game for me to predict here. I was sort of going to say 1-1, a draw, but I've gone in to say that home opposition is going to win. So 2-1 to Villa. Aston Villa 2, Brentford 1. It will be incredibly tight, and it won't be easy for Villa here. Brentford aren't all out of this just yet. Right, the next game now, we got Brighton versus Everton. Two other teams that are on form, that started the season on form as well. Brighton, 2 wins in 2, and Everton have got 4 points in 2 games. So Brighton are under slightly better form for a team that is always tipped to be down the bottom end of the table. But I don't think they are going to win this game against an Everton team who is also on form on 4 points with 1 win, with a 3-1 win against Southampton and a 2-2 draw against Leeds. That's a good point for them. So I think I'll go realistic here and say Brighton 1, Everton 1. If we see a few more goals, then great. So right, to the next game now, we got Newcastle versus Southampton. Newcastle haven't started the season the best again. They always tend to struggle at the start of the season. I don't think they've had any positive start to the season really. And Southampton, they got a good point against Man United last week. So Southampton are on the slightly better form with 1 point, and Newcastle getting 0. So it's better for Southampton to have 1 than none. I don't think there's going to be much on offer here for either team here. So I'm going to go simple again here and say Newcastle 1, Southampton 1. However, for this game, Southampton's Adam Armstrong will be returning to his former club because he used to play for Newcastle, didn't he? We didn't do too well there, so he was never really a big loss for Newcastle, really. But they'll still know about him, the Newcastle fans, though, won't they? So for this game here, I'm just going to go in with a simple 1-1 draw. Right, so next game now, we've got Norwich versus Leicester. Well, Norwich got thrashed 5-0 last week, so the first two games of the season, 3-0 defeat to Liverpool and 5-0 defeat to Man City. So not the best start to the season. Terrible start to the season, really. Well, Leicester, they got thrashed 4-1 last week by West Ham. Well, they were down to 10 men though, with all fairness. But I think they can get back to winning ways this week against Norwich. I think they got 1 player suspended. I don't know which player they got suspended. I'll have a quick look now. Leicester. Iosi Perez. They got Iosi Perez suspended for this game, but other than that, I think they haven't really got anybody else suspended. Don't think so. I think they can get a comfortable 2-0 win here. So I'm going to say Norwich 0, Leicester 2. But don't write Norwich out of this. Like I've said the season when they went down, don't write Norwich out of any game, because Norwich, not when they're playing the big teams, but Norwich can be a good team though. They just don't get the right results and just end up getting slaughtered and thrashed. Right, to the next game now. We got West Ham versus Crystal Palace. West Ham, massive 4-1 win for them last against Leicester, against a really good team. And Crystal Palace, not the best start to the season in the last 2 games. 1 point, and that point came against Brentford, a 0-0 draw at home, and they were recently knocked out to newly promoted Watford in the EFL Cup. I think this was to be expected with the new manager, to be honest, so I think they have got to give him time. However, with this appointment, I can see him gone by, but I can see him gone by Christmas though. but you've got to give a man time, and you've got to give him a chance. But for this game here, focusing on the game now, I do think it will be a rather comfortable win for West Ham here. So West Ham 3, Crystal Palace 1, but I do think Crystal Palace will get a goal. It will be 3-1 to West Ham. Right, on to the next game now. We got Liverpool versus Chelsea. I think this has got to be the game of the weekend. Liverpool recently beating Burnley 2-0. That was really rather comfortable. Another win to start the season. It's 6 points in 2 games. Then Chelsea, who beat Arsenal rather comfortably 2-0 last. Lukaku on his debut getting a goal after a tap-in. It's just what Lukaku does, doesn't he? I can't predict a winner here, to be honest. In front of a big crowd, in fact, a silent crowd. Could you get? It's all the tourists to this island. As the rest of the ground are okay though. You'd always back the home team to win with lots of fans in the ground against a good team. But here, overall, I am going to say Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. I just can't see either team getting a win here. They'll both be battling for the win, but I just can't see who's going to get the win though. As they both won the first 2 opening games. Right, to the next game now. We got Burnley versus Leeds. This is an interesting game to look forward to, actually. Well, Burnley haven't won the first 2 games of the season, but they did win midweek against Newcastle on pens in the EFL Cup, which might give them a bit of confidence if they have on the pens, if they have to step up to take one for Chris Wood or Ashley Barnes maybe. Well, Leeds, they really need to get a win, really. Well, they did get a win midweek against Crewe in the EFL Cup. That might give them a bit of confidence. Harrison got 2 goals, and I think Phillips got 1 goal. 2 of their first team players got goals as well, so maybe they can get goals in this game. I don't think any team's going to win here. It's going to be Leeds, but at least they always used to win by quite a few goals. But in this game, I am going to say by 1 goal this time. Leeds don't usually do 1 goal, but because they haven't got a win yet in the league, I am going to say by 1 goal. So Burnley 0, Leeds 1. Right, to the next game now. We got Spurs versus Watford. Well, Spurs have started the season with 2 rather comfortable wins. With 2 good wins, actually. One against Man City to start the season, and they got one against us. Well, the one against us was kind of lucky, but they've had a good start to the season, though. But against Watford here, I do think this will be a relatively comfortable win for here in front of the home fans. So I'm going to say Spurs 2-2, Watford 0. By the way, Musa Sissoko from Spurs has gone to Watford. I don't think he'll feature for Watford in this game, but I thought I'd tell you that this is a bit of transfer news between Spurs and Watford here. Right, last and final game now, which is my team, Wolves versus Manchester United. I think that is the biggest one on Sunday, really. 4:30 kickoff. Well, Wolves, we have lost our last 2 games to Leicester and to Spurs, only by 1 goal, but we've played well in those 2 games, creating multiple chances. And we beat Forest in the Cup midweek 4-0. That might give us a big confidence boost, and we got goals from Sace, and we got goals from Podence. We got goals from Podence, and we got goals from Podence, Trinicale, and who else do we get a goal from? What are you thinking now? Gibbs White, yeah. So that's to give us a bit of confidence, to be honest. If we can keep creating multiple chances and convert them in this game against Man United, I don't think we'll win here against Man United, but if we can put up a good fight and try and get one goal to convert our chances, I won't mind too much. So I'm going to say we're going to lose narrowly. So Wolves 1, Manchester United 2. If we can get a draw, perfect. Or push on further than that, then that's fine. So right then guys, that will be the end of the video now. So if you did enjoy the video, do get a like, do subscribe to the channel, and also turn your notifications every time I make a video. Have a good one guys, see you all around. Bye guys.